WNBA finals, and so I'll leave it there. I mean, I'm just obviously disheartened. I'm a human too. I have a family. I have 2 kids who are devastated by these comments, and so all I'll say is just, it's obviously...
In professional sports, it is said that no individual is ever greater than the league. The commissioner always has the gavel, and the shield always defends itself. But there are exceptions to every rule, and that exception has a name in the WNBA. Clark Caitlin. Over the last year, we have seen a quiet conflict between Caitlin Clark's new wave and the WNBA Soul Guard. However, that Cold War has suddenly heated up. WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is reportedly furious behind closed doors after a significant news about NBC and the future of broadcasting rights. This was more than a commercial transaction. It was an adversarial takeover of the story. The front office is apparently in a panic, realizing they have lost control of their most valuable asset since the dynamics have changed so drastically. There is more to the narrative you are going to hear than simply basketball. It has to do with money, envy, and the heartbreaking realization that the WNBA establishment made a mistake. Instead of humbling a celebrity, they gave her the kingdom's keys. According to reports, Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is blowing up because she has come to terms with the difficult reality. The WNBA is not necessary for Caitlin Clark's survival. She is essential to the WNBA. Additionally, Caitlin Clark now has the ability to demand conditions because of NBC, and the commissioner is unable to stop her. We need to consider the scope of what has transpired with NBC in order to comprehend why the commissioner is allegedly losing her temper. We are aware that the WNBA negotiated a record-breaking 11-year media rights agreement for over $2.2 billion. This seems to be a victory for Commissioner Cathy Engelbert on paper. She may claim to have rescued the league while standing at the podium. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 83% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So, did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. However, a different image emerges when you examine the tiny print and network behavior in more detail. For the WNBA, NBC did not pay that much. For the Caitlin Clark performance, they paid that much. There are rumors circulating that Caitlin Clark-focused programming is a key component of NBC's agenda. The WNBA's decades-old everyone is equal marketing approach does not appeal to them. They are aware that the ratings originate from a single individual and they desire the ratings. This has caused a huge split. The 144, the notion that each roster slot is valued, is what the commissioner wants to encourage. On the other hand, NBC is using the league as a star vehicle. The network has essentially circumvented the commissioner's jurisdiction by siding so strongly with Caitlin Clark. Cathy Engelbert is unable to demand that NBC cease airing Caitlin Clark. If the stats do not support it, she cannot urge them to concentrate on the New York Liberty or the Las Vegas Aces. There was more to the announcement than simply games airing. It was a message that the networks are now in charge, and that number 22 is their chosen queen. However, the commissioner had a migraine after the NBC contract. We must discuss the unrivaled league. This was meant to be the WNBA's major sisterhood moment over the summer. This 3-on-3 league, which was founded by celebrities Brianna Stewart and Afa Collier, was marketed as the best way for elite athletes to earn money and maintain their fitness over the winter. They needed one thing to make it really feasible, even if they had the money, the players, and the buzz. Clark Caitlin, unrivaled, reportedly hurled everything at her. We are talking about an offer like to that of Lionel Messi, a salary of more than $1 million, league equity, and enormous incentives. It was an offer that would be hard to turn down. Caitlin Clark was probably expected by the commissioner and the league's veterans to follow orders, accept the tick, and raise her peers' stature. Then the shocking thing happened. Caitlin Clark declined. She declined the opportunity to play with the elites and millions of dollars. The front office felt the blow of this refusal. Why? As it was a flex. By turning down Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark deprived the new league of the exposure it sorely needed by telling the establishment, "I do not need your money, and I do not need your legitimacy." It demonstrated that she is creating her own kingdom outside from the clique that has been hostile to her all year. This is a catastrophe for Cathy Engelbert. It demonstrates that Caitlin Clark is unruly and prepared to leave the table, leaving the league as a whole on its own. We must examine Cathy Engelbert's personal music reputation, which has suffered greatly, in order to fully comprehend why she is allegedly blowing up. NBC was not the source of the conflict between Caitlin Clark and the commissioner. There was stillness at first. Fans saw Caitlin Clark targeted with harsh fouls and needless contact throughout the season, which often resembled hazing more than basketball. The league office was remarkably silent throughout it all. It was believed that Cathy Engelbert was reluctant to defend the youngster for fear of upsetting the more experienced players. The interview that altered everything then took place. Cathy Engelbert delivered a corporate meandering response about rivalries generating viewing when questioned about the league's toxicity and the ominous cloud of fan fights. She likened the hate speech to the time of Bird against Magic. It was a tone-deaf catastrophe. She received criticism from the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBA. Fans of Caitlin Clark attacked Cathy Engelbert. The media even turned against her. She had to apologize frantically, but it was too late. There was a void as a result of this leadership failure. It dawned on Caitlin Clark that the person in charge would not protect her. For Cathy Engelbert, the NBC collaboration is very risky because of this. Massive media giants are essentially Caitlin Clark's new guardian. The commissioner knows she bungled the bag, which is why she is upset. Instead of taking advantage of the opportunity to support the world's largest celebrity, she attempted to play politics.